G'day everybody, it's Peps and J-Dog here. Round 7 is about to hit us. That means Tipped Out is here with our tips for this week. J-Dog, first and foremost, how are you, kind sir? Big episode on Tuesday. Have you recovered?
I think I've recovered from the alternate team names. I read through those comments, everyone on our Facebook page. It still has me in stitches.
Mate, wet toast, that was my favourite.
Wankers with anchors.
Oh, the wankers with anchors for Fremantle. It just kept going. So if you haven't had a chance, get onto our Facebook page, head over to our live episode that we recorded on Tuesday night and have a look at some of the comments coming from other AFL podcasts just slandering each other. It's exactly what we want here.
Tips.
Lace out. Yes, what?
The action is tough on the field in our podcast chats. Between the podcast channels, it's just as tough.
Oh, it's hard. It's like you can't squib it. You can't squib it in the chat. Let's just say that. You cannot squib it in the chat. And
bring
another place, and you need to bring your A game. We need to bring our A game every week for these tips because I was on fire last week and you fudged up. So
I did.
All right, let's get into it. I'll tell you what, some cracking games and a couple of snooze fests. So we'll rip through the snooze fest, but we'll talk about the games that need to have a bit of action towards it. And it all kicks off tomorrow night, 7:50 p.m. at the MCG. We've got one team on top of the ladder and we've got one team struggling to keep their spot in the top 8 at the moment. You know who we're talking about. We're talking about the Richmond Tigers. We're talking about the Western Bulldogs. I know who I'm going to go with, but I'm handing this one over to you, J-Dog, just for your insight thoughts, because this could be the game of the round or could be the blowout of the year.
Yeah, look, this for me is game of the round and it's on Friday night, exactly where you want it to be, not wasted on the Carltons, not wasted on the St Kildas. We are talking top shelf. We're talking... You got Jim Beam White. We're talking Jim Beam Gold. This is top shelf, and I'm going to go for Western Bulldogs here, Peps, because quite simply put, they are fast, and Richmond are not as fast. And then reason number 2, Peps, and then this, and then that. Reason number 2, no Dusty.
Mate, I've been to 2 Richmond games this year, and I went to last week watching the D's, go D's, and I went and watched them against Sydney. Both games, Dusty didn't fire. Both games, Richmond were poo. Now, I'm not saying no Dusty, no Richmond, but he is their spark. He is their spark plug. He is the champion spark plug.
Spark pug. He's a dog now, is he? He's a spark pug.
He's a spark plug for that team. And
How
if
do you
he
make a
doesn't
spark
fire,
plug?
he's the spark plug for that team. And I just can't say there's no Prestia. Cochin won't get him excited.
No.
Edwards, he's not going to be the one to get on my back and do it.
Lynch can't get near
Hawley
it.
do it. Lynch can't get near it. He should be lynched in the 2s. Rewalt, he's turning 38 this year, and he's still going all right.
Yep.
They've got no Rants.
They've had no Rants for 2 or 3 years now.
I know, but the Doggies also, they've kicked the highest amount of points for the league by a fair margin. They've won close to 70% of all quarters played it this year. So they win and they win hard. And like I said last week, they smashed teams in the first half of games. We saw it again last week. They went out, did what they had to do, and then just, held on for the rest of the game. And I reckon Richmond, if they don't get off to a decent start, they're going to be chasing tail, no pun intended, all game. And that midfield, they've made another 4 changes this week, the Doggies.
Quick question. What does Mitch Wallis have to do to make this Bulldogs team? They've brought in Shaki and they brought in Hannon. Where's no Tim English? Surely, where is Mitch Wallis?
I reckon he needs to go to where Jake Melksham has his photos of Goody and get some of his own taken because that's how he's. I don't get it. He was their leading goal kicker last year, wasn't he?
Yep.
Can't get a game. That just goes to show how well they're going. But you know what? He'll get his go. So it looks like we're both going with the Doggies here. I'm going quite comfortably. This could get ugly. I reckon this is going to be an over 39.5. I just can't see Richmond stopping that magic midfield.
Yeah,
of the Dogs.
Yep, correct. And we know with teams with pace have exposed Richmond a lot this year.
Yep. A couple of quick things as well too. Riley Collier-Dawkins plays his first game for the Tigers. So good luck, young fella. And Mitch Hannon coming across from the D's. I was actually sorry to see Mitchy go because I just love that footage of him in the 2018 elimination final where BT calls him 30, 20, 10. Crowd goes nuts. Love it. Love you, Mitchy Hannon. Good luck for your first game. Back at the Dogs where we originally got you from. All right. let's get into the second game of the weekend. So Friday night is done. We'll be talking about that on Saturday. Have our breakfast, go out for brunch, maybe a bit of smashed avo on toast for all the yuppies out there, and head on our way down to the MCG for a 1:45 p.m. game, Collingwood versus the Suns. You couldn't talk about two teams at the start of the year that...
Sorry, Peps.
Sorry, was that you not caring about what I had to say, or just what Collingwood's been doing to you every single week this?
Just this game. No one cares about this game. They're going to have less people there than the Newcastle bloody A-League game.
Do you know who's going to win this? Gold Coast. Gold Coast will win this. I reckon. Could you imagine if Gold Coast win this?
They probably will.
Oh, my goodness. I hope they do, because they were good last week.
Yeah.
Good against Sydney. They played fast footy. Collingwood are doing everything completely opposite. Forward line, nothing. They've got no midfield. Their back line is under pressure. They're losing players left, right and centre. They want the game shorter, and they want to keep the black and white stripes.
Yeah.
They can do nothing wrong at the moment. Gold Coast.
Stats and history point to Collingwood by a long way, but I don't trust Collingwood this season. They are 2005 Collingwood bad at the moment.
Oh, they're just shocking.
Yeah.
And we don't like to see it because we always want to see Collingwood.
No, we don't.
Well.
Don't you be fake, Peps. Don't you be disingenuous. You're down the other side of the camera having pissing yourself, clapping yourself, giving yourself double cobras. You love to see Collingwood suffer. I
love it because these teams smashed us for years. So it's just good to see teams that, look at us peacocking themselves throughout the AFL for years, doing absolutely nothing and infighting.
Our listeners demand genuine people and honesty, Pep. So do not be fake. Do not bring that fake stuff. You love seeing Collingwood at the bottom.
There's no fake tips. No fake tips here. I'm going Gold Coast at the line here. I just think they're just going to be too strong. Big King down forward. Oh, Big King down forward. Jeez, he was sexy last week. They just run the ball. Noah Anderson. Oh, the better King. He is the better King. He's the one who actually has a work rate. Bang! Watch me, all the St Kilda supporters will go, look at our King.
Buzz.
Buzz.
He's gonna clock you at the
Buzz's beanie might self. And what's the term when it catches on fire by itself? Self ignite. Oh, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. All right, we're both going the Suns. All righty.
Suns.
Now I don't know if this is a snooze fest game, but I'm going to be interested to see where this one goes. 2:10 at the Adelaide Oval. Sure. Adelaide Crows versus the GWS Giants. GWS. They were brave against the Doggies last week. We can see that. Adelaide stole defeat from the jaws of victory. How do you kick 15 goals straight and 10 goals in a quarter and lose? Got no idea whatsoever.
Completely.
I just like what Adelaide are doing at the moment. They're playing really good football. Big Tex is back. And you throw the big Thrillthorpe in there. Yes, you say that after 4 vodkas. Riley Thrillthorpe. I reckon this is going to be too strong down at the pressure cooker that is the Adelaide Oval, and GWS's stop-start year is going to continue.
Well, we also should give snaps and claps to Jesse Hogan for his third club.
Oh, I love Jesse. I've got plenty of time for Jesse.
An absolute poster boy for the way that Melbourne destroys confidence in players and wrecks careers.
Mate, he did it.
Melbourne.
He did it himself. All right, so did it himself. Hey, he's in Amsterdam at the moment. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
Look, I'm looking forward to Jesse Hogan. I hope third time's a charm for him.
Look, he's his last full season, it was rough, mate. Like, you couldn't have had a rougher season, this bloke. So he went back to Perth. It didn't work out. He's looking good, looking trim. Pick 4 last week in the 2s. Hopefully he can come out because he's perfect for exactly what they need. So good luck to him. But I just think Adelaide are going to be too strong. They just got too much confidence at the moment. Yeah. And once again, GWS just being hit with injuries again. Pressure will mount on good old Mr. Cameron up there.
Absolutely. Hux,
hey,
Hux, what are you doing, mate? You slammed my door in the studio.
Do you know Adelaide have won the last 2 out of the last 3 against this mob too?
That doesn't surprise me.
It surprised me. I thought it would have been
after last year. Nah.
Yeah. Who's he tipping?
Peps. We've got a situation here where the child is at the door screaming.
Okay.
So anyway, we can continue to roll on with this podcast. Let's go.
Yeah, that's just how we do it. You know, we're real people with real families. It's a real podcast. That's how you want your family.
Witching hour, 8:00. Witching hour at his house.
Witching hour, exactly right. All right. Oh, mate. Tell you what, people. If you want to have an early night and you want to get to sleep, but you got a bit of insomnia, this is the game to put you to sleep. Hawthorn versus St Kilda, 4:35 at Marvel Stadium, otherwise known as going to be the biggest sleeping bag in Melbourne.
Pre-dinner sleep.
Could anyone be bothered turning up? Could St Kilda even be bothered turning up?
Yeah, probably not. I mean, they haven't done it for the last few weeks.
Jeez. Do you reckon? Zach Jones and Brad Hill, they were punching on a training apparently. Do you reckon it was like, I wanted to be dropped to the twos? I wanted to be dropped to the twos? I reckon that's what they were fighting over?
It's
and Zach Jones is going, look, I've got more hairs on my head than you've had touches all season.
And Brad Hill's going, I want to just spend my $800,000 a year just playing reserves. Sure.
Oh, they're woeful, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
What's this, Peps? Is this 17th versus 16th or something?
Oh, it's skill factor nil. I reckon it's skill factor nil versus care factor nil, to be honest. It is. Look, I'm not trying to.
Stadium.
It's at Marvel Stadium. Look, I'm going with the Hawks. I love what CJ does. That's about it.
I'm just going to take one for the team, Peps, because one of us has got to keep on Buzz's good books this week. So I'm going to go St Kilda.
Oh, Buzz already reckons I'm a superstar. And I'm being a realist, mate. Like, I'll bag my team out. I'm a
superstar. I'm a superstar. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just going to bag any team out that deserves it, and St Kilda deserve it. And I hope the Hawks run over the top of them, because from what I've seen so far this year, they're playing better footy. Simple as that.
Fair enough.
Hey, do you know that St Kilda have won the least amount of quarters this year? 5 quarters. There's been 24 quarters of football played. They've won a total of 5.
That's more than a game. One more quarter than a game.
That's less than 1 quarter a game. So we're both going with. I'm going with Hawks. We're going with St Kilda because you're a suck. All right, let's move into. I think there's one more game for Saturday night.
2.
Another blowout.
2 games.
2 games? Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, there is 2 games. I forgot about your mob. Brisbane Lions versus Port Adelaide at the Jabba the Hutt. This could be a good one. I think Brisbane are starting to play a nice little bit of football. Port Adelaide finally are going to get out of the state. You've had your bit of a sookie la-la over your jumper. Once again, I do agree. Yeah. You should be able to wear it. You should be able to wear it.
About our jumper. It's our heritage, Peps.
I like it. I don't mind it. But I just think... I think Brisbane are due to take a scalp, and I think Port Adelaide are due for a loss against a good team. They played some good footy last week. They are going to struggle. Their Brownlow medalist Lockie Neal's not going to be there. But if we can get that forward line of Hipwood, Danaher working again, Zorko has been playing great football. The Iron Man himself, good old Stitch Robinson. I don't use stitches. I use rivets to hold my face together.
Jesus Christ.
I'm going with Brisbane just because of the home factor, but I really do hope that Port Adelaide can bring a contest, because this is going to be, I reckon, outside of Richmond. Is this their biggest test for the year, do you think, J-Dog?
Well, we haven't played Western Bulldogs yet, but so far, yeah.
So far. We haven't played them either.
Jesus, this kid's gone mental.
Unbelievable. I'm trying to do a podcast here, kid.
Right.
So are you going with your mob or my mob? Are you going with your mob or Brisbane?
I'm going with my mob. And you know what? Just a quick recap on what happened last week, Peps. We called 15 points 15.
Yep.
We went far off it, actually.
Yeah. Well, they've won the last 3, by the way. They've won the last 3.
Yeah, no, they've had it over us.
And I think they're going to have it over you again. So I'm going with the Lions, but you're going with Port because, that's just the way we roll. All right. Now onto the game that'll be a snooze fest, because this will be over by half time.
Yes.
Sydney versus the Cats at the SCG, 7:25 p.m. After what Geelong did to West Coast last week, I can't look past them. I don't know. I didn't see it coming, but they did what they had to do. Cameron's going to be up there. Cameron's going to like the smaller ground, won't have to run as far. Mitch Duncan, Henry, Isaac Smith are just going to do their thing. Bliss halves, Stewart down back. I think they're just going to be too strong for them. Even though I do have faith in Sydney, I just, from what I've seen in the last couple of weeks, they're not the team that they were when they started.
No.
First 3 to 4 weeks of the season. I don't know what it is, whether it's injuries, whether the kids are starting to feel the toll, the young bodies, etc.
Yeah.
I just think a harder team like Geelong, and if it does rain a bit, it's going to turn into a bit of a slugfest as well too. The bigger bodies will take their toll on the young kids. So I'm going with Geelong, and I reckon this might be close early, and then it might blow out towards the end of the second half.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I agree on all those points. The Sydney are a far away cry from the Richmond beating Sydney team only 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, and it's just amazing how quick things can turn around, but also things can fall off the plate quite quickly as well too. All right, so there's our Saturday games. We're heading into the Sunday. Now, we know it's the Sunday games because Melbourne are playing because that's where they slot us.
Could you guys get any easier draw?
Yeah, you can only put who's in front of you, and we've got North Melbourne this week down at Blundstone Arena. They should maybe go down to Glen Rowan and instead of Blundstone, grab some of Ned Kelly's armour because they're going to need it against the rampaging Ds. And Triple B, Big Ben Brown, makes his debut against his former team this weekend. I'm putting him down for 4 minimum. Right. And I'm putting the D's down for at least, if this is not 50 plus, it's a waste. That's all I have to say. Actually, 70 plus this has to be.
Who's coming out for Ben Brown in that forward line? Because at the moment, why would you change a combination that's working of smalls and mid-size and talls?
It could, but look, there's a couple of ways you could look at it. Yeah, there's Jake Melksham hasn't played any good, I don't think, so far in the time he's had. I don't think maybe Nathan Jones might be due for a rest. He's played the first 6.
Different positions, though.
Doesn't matter. Okay. You're going to put him in. Well, you've also got Wiedemann to try and put in there as well too. Well, I think either Jones or Melksham. If I had to put one, it'd be Melksham. So you've also got maybe someone like James Jordan, who's only 20. He's into his first major season. Could be due for a break.
Where would you swing the magnets? Would you pick it out and put him in the middle for a see how he goes, or what would you do?
No, you'd have what you do is you have Melksham out.
Yeah.
Brown takes his spot. He goes to full forward. Fritsch to a pocket to a degree. And then it just all rotates around like that. They'll just rotate it around. Mate, they're playing North Melbourne. They can play around with it a bit. Fix the game so it's over by half time, and then you can spin the magnets as much as you can get. They were looking at something I was reading today. They've only got something like 25 or 26 fit players and then a couple of rookies after that. They are hit with injury.
Melbourne.
So it couldn't get any worse.
Quick highlight for Melbourne. First time in your club history that you've ever been this short odds to a win. You know that?
So we're guaranteed to lose. Put your house on North, everyone. Put them in your multi. What's the line for this? I'd love to know what the line is for this game. I'll get onto it while you do the next one. Yeah. We'll get into it while we'll look at the next one. What's the next game we've got here, J-Dog?
Yep. So the next game we have got running down, and this is why I love Thursday Night Football. It just spreads us out a little bit better for us. But the next game we have got is the old traditionals, where it all begins, back in Melbourne at the MCG, 3:20, Essendon versus Carlton.
Oh, talk about a tale of two cities, J-Dog.
Oh, I know. But this one here, because it's traditional, I just love the rivalry. I think this game is going to be a 60-point plus win to Essendon. That's for me.
Now, here's the thing, right?
That's for me. Duduche's finally gone. Carlton are finally doing something.
Yep. And what's the new guy's name?
Mark Corder?
Yeah. No, it's his twin, Peter Corder. Or was it his daughter, the golfer? It doesn't really matter, but it's someone. And good luck to him as well, too. Look, you talk about two teams that are going in the opposite direction where people would go. Essendon over the last couple of weeks have really shown something. Their young kids that they've brought in have added a bit of spark, but once again, they're going to be Katy Perry's. They're going to be up. They're going to be down. They're going to be hot. They're going to be cold. Carlton, they are just woeful right now. If they didn't have Harry McKay down forward, I don't know who'd be kicking their scores.
Liam Jones down back.
Oh, Liam Jones, Batman, absolute gun. Sam Walsh in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, there's your three right
Where's
now.
Charlie? Where's Charlie Curnow? Where's Charlie gone? I want to see
Charlie?
Charlie. I want to see Charlie.
You're not going to see Charlie all season, I reckon.
Oh, just want to see
I actually
Charlie.
don't even know. I just don't even know when you're going to see Charlie again, to be honest.
Oh, what a travesty.
It is a bit of a travesty, but
what a freak. What a travesty.
Yeah, well, potential's a very dangerous word. We know that one. But I reckon you're right. I reckon Essendon, I don't know if it's going to be a 70, but I could definitely see it being 7, 8 goals after the way they did after the way Parrish has started to light up, after the what Tippin
calm down. Parrish played one good game. Calm down.
I just said after what he did last week,
okay.
and with what Tippin Woody did, okay.
Yes.
They've got some credentials, all right? But Essendon supporters, don't go blowing your wad too early, okay? Because you've still got a fair bit to go. Like you're winning less than half the quarters at the moment, which means that you're not hitting the scoreboard enough to actually be making a dent. So yeah, you're winning well, but you're also losing big time as well. But I think you're gonna beat the Blues this week. And
Blues are favourite, Peps.
Oh, I couldn't care less. The Teague train could get another derailment.
I'm just saying the Blues are 173 odds on favourite.
Oh, don't worry about the odds, mate. Like I said, put your mortgage on North.
All right, final game.
All right, final game.
Big game. Another one.
Here we go.
This is the game we've all been waiting for.
This is the Battle Royale. Do you remember when we should put video of when Dale Kickett went nuts in the demolition derby all those years ago? That was just not that we condone violence, but that was two teams that don't like each other. You got Wet Toast versus the Wankers with Anchors. 4:40 p.m. at Optus Stadium.
Good game. I'm looking forward to this one.
I don't know. This is a bit of a dicey one because West Coast don't win away. They've got a ruckman that doesn't do anything around the ground. Oh, but he can tap the ball. Oh, when he can tackle.
No
and
comment.
He's the number one ruckman.
No comment.
Nick Nack. Get a touch, mate. Against the Dockers. I'll tell you what, they're showing something, the Dockers. I'm going with them, J-Dog. I'm going with them.
You're feeling it?
I'm feeling it in my loins. I'm feeling it in my loins.
About who the Dockers have down back to stop the 3 towers now.
Oh, honestly, my friend, it doesn't really matter because I'll tell you why. Geelong didn't have to worry about it last week because the ball never went down there. If the ball doesn't go down that end, you don't have to worry about stopping them, do you?
Look, the game is going to be... the Dockers have just sucked me in with their form the last 2 weeks. 3 weeks.
Embrace it. Embrace your inner anchor.
All right, I've changed. Dockers.
Going Dockers? I'm going Dockers too, mate. I'm going with the Dockers, and I hope they roll on because there'd be nothing better than seeing the town of WA implode as their team falls from the graces of
what's Fifey got? Fifey's got one more crack at it, you reckon? That's it?
Oh, I don't think they're going to make a grand final again. I don't think Fifey's going to get another flag. Not with this mob. They're not right there yet. They still need a bit down forward, down back. I think they got their back lines okay.
Yeah.
But you can't rely on Fife and Mundy, the young blokes. They just need to close that gap between the younger blokes and the older ones. So I think Fife will go out as their best ever player best ever player.
Okay.
Next to Pavlich and Clive Waterhouse.
Oh, you Slaughter.
Clive Slaughterhouse. But yeah, I reckon I'd love to see Fremantle win this. It'd be making great news. I'd love to see what happens over there. By the way, the line, just in case, if you want to put your house on North to make the line, it's 58.5.
10-goal line.
Which I think is unders. Melbourne could crack that line by quarter time.
Oh, shit.
Look at me. I'm on the freaking biggest bandwagon ever, aren't I? All right, guys. Hey, listen, so there's our tips for this.
Oh, you've knocked your microphone out.
What?
Oh, there you go. It's better now.
There's our tips for this week. Also, remember our first ever Lace Out listener feedback forum has gone live. There's a link in the show notes. Just take 5 minutes. Do us a favor. Spend 5 minutes. Tell us what you love about the show, what you'd like to see more of, and more importantly, is there anything that you can actually say that, hey, we'd like to actually see you include this as well too, because your feedback's only going to make our show better, make you listen, makes more people listen, and everybody's a winner too. So
we have got some great ideas from our listeners already that Peps and I have already started chatting about to start bringing them into our show.
Yep, one of them was to turn the show into a solo show hosted by Peps only. We tried that if you want to listen to one of the early episodes, and you can see why we went to two hosts.
It was good.
But outside of that, it's going to be a cracking game of footy. I reckon there's probably four good games. The rest are going to be tripe. Look, I hope your team wins, unless it's North. Good luck to your mob, J-Dog, because I know if you can win one on the road, it's going to keep you in touch with the Ds. If not, it's going to make it a little bit bigger for us.
Peps, I've also, whilst we're having an honesty session here with Kirky in our hearts.
Yep, in our minds.
Please don't comment on the biscuits until we have our show, Peps. Don't start putting your biscuit flavors on the listener questions. They are for the listeners, Peps. They are the listeners.
Listen to the podcast in the car.
You cannot put lace out.
And the listener question for this week.
Your thing.
The listener question for this week is, what's your favourite biscuit? What's your biscuit? Tell me what's your biscuit.
And Peps, you save your answer until the show on Tuesday the following week. That's how we roll with the listener questions. It's all about the listeners.
All right, it's all about the listeners. Listeners, put in your biscuit, and we can put in your biscuit, and we'll consume.
That sounds like a line out of a Steel Panther song.
Put in your biscuits. Swipe it like a credit card. Hey, listen, have a great weekend. We'll see you on Tuesday night. This is Tipped Out, Peps and J-Dog. It's how you want your tips. And good luck to your team.
Good luck. See you, everyone.
See you all. Bye.